told me he'd kill me if I don't stop writing.
I think you gotta keep going. Be careful. Other people are relying on you now. You are the way this ends.
Hola, bienvenidos a M2. Soy Susana Moscatel y hoy vamos a viajar hasta Japón. Es la segunda temporada de una serie que ha sido muy halagada por la crítica, llamada Tokio Vice. Y sus protagonistas, Ansel Elgort y Ken Watanabe, hablaron con Ivett Salgado respecto a lo que es esta intriga acerca de un periodista que está tratando de infiltrarse a la mafia japonesa, la Yakuza. Empecemos con esta plática porque se pone muy interesante.
And also, this is a fiction, but I would like to know, how do you feel in the shoes on a journalist? And what has impressed you the most about doing this kind of work? I don't know if you had contact again with Jake, or do you have any advice from him?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of being a journalist, I did shadow Jake in Tokyo. So I followed him and watched him write a story. And I also watched how sometimes maybe he didn't have the right permissions to get into a certain building because he needed to get a certain story, but he was able to charm his way in there. And it's sort of, I feel like with the journalist's work, especially with an investigative crime journalist, in order to get the story, to get the scoop, you have to be very tactical and very clever. So that was interesting watching Jake work like that. And then when I was in LA, before I came to Japan, I shadowed a LA Times crime journalist. And then I did a little journalism crash course. And eventually I looked up an actual police report from that day. The way that a real crime journalist would work is you get the police report, and then now I would go and went out into the street, and I went to where the police report said that this crime happened, and I interviewed people, and I wrote a real story. So actually having the experience of writing an article and everything that goes with that, I thought really helped me feel prepared and confident when I was portraying a journalist in the show. It was really great. We loved doing season one, but I think the only problem with season one is that it ended in such a cliffhanger that it left audiences kind of unsatisfied. So people have been asking every time they say, I loved season one, but the ending was like, whoa, it just ended suddenly. So, season two wraps up the story. It resolves everything. So I think if you watch season two, then you'll be satisfied and you'll like it a lot. And I think it only gets better as it goes on. It really heats up. It gets really exciting. I really do love season two.
Yeah. And what about you, Ken?
Yeah, season one is some kind of a great prologue, and season two is a true storytelling is start, maybe. And then just I visit to the US and France and Italy last year.
Mm-hmm.
Then the people, all of the people ask me when they can see the season two. Yeah.
Todo esto basado en la novela de Jake Edelstein, una novela que, miren, yo le preguntaba a Ivett, ¿vale tanto la pena como todo el mundo me está diciendo? ¿O voy a ver puro sablazo? Porque también a veces vemos eso, pero no, es más una intriga oscura basada en este libro. Y bueno, cuando Jake Edelstein decidió escribirlo de esta manera, pues creó personajes muy completos. Por lo tanto, el protagonista, Ansel Elgort, decidió, ¿por qué no?, aprender japonés.
About that, something that I love about current stories is the diversity of characters and cultures. Stories have no borders, and I think that showing Japan from this point of view is very important. So I would like to know if Japan and its language and its culture and everything you learn about this country changed your life in some way.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, I've been coming here now for the last 3 years. I would say that, before I came here, I didn't have patience. I couldn't wait in line. and now I have patience. Like
Okay.
all of a sudden, yeah, I learned patience, which was incredible. Also, I think I didn't always want to follow the rules. If I didn't think the rule made sense to me, then I should follow it. But in Japan, you don't ask why to a rule. You don't question a rule. If the rule is a rule, you follow the rule. It's as simple as that. And when I first came here, I would ask why. Wait, why do you have that rule? And people would say, it's because it's the rule. And it's as simple as respecting the rules the way that they're written. And that's something else I've learned, is just to respect the rules as they're written. And it makes everyone's life easier. And it's just kind of, everyone always says Japanese, the Japanese culture is a very respectful culture. And because of that, I think that, I've learned to respect the others around me much more than I did a few years ago.
Si recuerdan, Ken Watanabe fue nominado al Oscar cuando fue la película El último samurái. Obviamente tiene cierto tipo de temáticas que le interesan, pero ¿qué es lo que hace que decida por un personaje o por otro? Esto le contó Ivett.
Through your career, you have played many characters, and I wonder what you look for in a script to say yes. I mean, does it get easier with time, or are you more demanding with the scripts and stories and characters?
Just I'm following my curiosity. Just good script and a good director and good cast. Anywhere we can go, I can go. Yeah, any other country. This maybe. Yeah, I visit to the Mexico and あれ先なんだっけ？
ベルカントですか？
Oh yeah, it's Belcant. Yeah, I traveling the Mexico couple of weeks. Yeah, I love that feeling of food and then people atmosphere or something, and then something same feeling about Ansel come to Japan and then love the Tokyo, love the Japan, and then the food and the people feeling or something. Yeah.
Verdaderamente, si no han visto la primera temporada, échensela rapidísimo. Esto ya se puede ver a partir del 8, o sea, ya, mañana. Pero traten de ver la primera primero, vale la pena. Yo creo que se van a aguantar los spoilers unos cuantos días, no se metan a redes, échenle ganas. Así como le echaron ganas los protagonistas, quienes también son productores ejecutivos y respecto a ser sus propios jefes en cierta manera, esto le comentaron a Ivett.
In addition to being actors, you are the producers of the story. What is the difference between being on set as an actor and being in a work meeting as a producer? So how do you manage to agree each other?
I was mainly involved in dialogue supervisor or something, and balancing the Japanese and the English, and then making sure the translation was correct, that everything looked at the felt authentic throughout the whole series. And every character, also just Ansel to Katagiri or something. Yeah.
And
for me, when you're doing all this research just to play the role, but as a result, then I start to know a few things about journalism, and now I'm so in the character, I'm really seeing from the character's eyes. So sometimes as a producer, then I can say, hey, I don't think that this feels authentic, or I think that this scene, my character should be saying this instead. And just having the kind of, in that position of power as a producer, you have the ability to express those thoughts to the show creator and have those conversations. Whereas maybe on my first movie as an actor, I get the script and that's that's the script and no questions, you know. But now, you know, I have a little more power to give my opinion and have those conversations and hopefully try to, you know, make the show as good as it
Tokyo
can be.
Vice, like many other stories, went through difficult times. The first season you faced COVID, and the second one you went through a strike. So what reflection do you take away from each of these moments?
Well, for me, it was really helpful having COVID actually, you know, I mean, COVID was a terrible thing, but, you know, the only good thing I could take away from it was it gave me more time to prepare. So we started shooting season 1 and for 1 week, and then we shut down for 7 months. So, and during that time, you know, I was able to keep studying Japanese and keep kind of preparing for the character, because this was a very difficult character to play, especially in terms of speaking a new language. So in that way, you know, it was a blessing in disguise. And then, you know, in terms of the strike, now we were very lucky because we finished the day before the actors' strike started. I mean, the writer's strike already started, so that made it kind of difficult. Like what I was talking about before, if I had I want to change this, now actually, sorry, we can't change anything. So in that way, that made us a little less flexible, but, you know, otherwise, the actors' strike, we finished just in time. So that was really fortunate for us.
Así que ahí lo tienen. Oigan, ya sé que todo mundo está hablando de Duna y tenemos las mejores entrevistas con prácticamente todo el elenco y el director, y muy pronto las compartiremos completitas con ustedes. Duna 2 está brutal, Tokio Vice está muy entretenida, está muy bien hecha y vaya que hay contenidos. Nos vemos muy pronto. Gracias, equipo, gracias por esa entrevista, Ivett, Caro, Tecla, a todo el equipo de producción M2. Nos vemos por aquí pronto.